All right. Hey, what's up? So this is an interesting new format I'm doing here, because I've done the like traditional devlog formula before of filming the process and then, kind of turning that into content itself. But what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of documenting what I've done so far. I've taken a couple videos here and there of what I've done, or of me like working, of me coding, or just implementing new features. But I don't know. This project doesn't really feel like a devloggy type project, but it does feel like something um, I want to capture because this is my first really I don't know. This just feels like it. I really see direction for this game. I really see a future. I really see a reason why someone would want to play this rather than I'm just making a game for fun or to practice or, I mean, you can, like, there's nothing inherently wrong with doing that. But, I mean, this game is exciting because it's new, it's different, and I can play it with my friends, which is something that's also really exciting to me. So I have a couple of things to just kind of show off here. Um, and I want to kind of start with just the player movement in general because it's taken from kind of what I've done in the past with player movement, and I've greatly improved upon that. So I'm using the kinematic character controller here, as you can see, and what I've kind of got going is a very simple movement script, and I have some damping on the camera here because I really like this kind of retro. I don't know if retro is the right word. It's a very like the 2000s era of gaming, like GameCube and Dreamcast kind of feel, like very smooth, very slippery feeling here, very cartoony, and I really like that here. I feel like that's pretty visible here. I added a nice little outline shader to the character model here because I eventually want this to be online, and I don't know, that kind of gives it that online feel, I guess. There's little to no more reason than that. But even then, when you're playing, well, okay, I lied, there is more of a reason. When you're playing any multiplayer game in general, there's a lot happening on the screen, especially when I have this, frantic speed-based game here. I think it's good to just have a little indicator of where your player is. And I know it's a little not very noticeable right now on the gray floor that I've got, but once I have some more colorful environments, I have some places planned, like a forest area with zip lines. There's going to be like a shopping mall that you can spring around, and we'll see which of those comes to fruition when I do maybe an update to this if I do. But even then, I do plan. Okay, I gotta speed this up because my laptop is like, I don't know. I could probably grill something on there right now. But let's just show off this. We have a coin system working. Maybe I'll get future models in there at some point. But right now, I don't really mind. Just like a simple color coordination. The red gives you 5, and yellow is the standard. It just gives you 1. And coins will eventually. The deal is going to be the more coins you have, you get slightly faster. And the plan is that you'll collect a lot of coins. So I don't want it to be like a super drastic increase. I want it to be pretty incremental with each coin you get. You have to have a lot for it to be like noticeable, is the plan. And so what I'm thinking is 50 coins will be super noticeable, and then if you get hit, or I'll explain that further, then you lose those coins. So you lose a fraction of those coins, and we'll see what feels better. I mean, playtesting is the only real way to figure something like that out, as I've really discovered recently. But okay, I'm going to show off this. This is a hurdle. So this gives you 6 coins, and right now you can kind of exploit that, but and also it needs more polish. Obviously, you can tell. I mean, it looks a little janky, but eventually you do this once, it'll give you 6. The second time, it'll give you 1. After that, it'll just keep giving you 0 until I think it'll reset after about like 45, 60 seconds, and then you can come back and use it again. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to work around the exploits here. And the sad truth of it is that maybe this was a stupid idea in the first place, and I might have to cut it. But I really like the idea. The one like biggest fear I have when designing this game is that it turns into like a hide and seek game on Roblox, and that's a nightmare of mine. I hate the idea of just like standing still, waiting for someone to find you, like hiding behind something. You know, I'm really trying to veer away from standard 3D platformer level design and look more into like, you know, how can I make these levels feel like a skate park? Like, I want to encourage the players to constantly keep moving, and I feel like having to get more coins and having to jump hurdles is a fun way to do that, but we'll see what happens in the long run. I have 4 power-ups that I want to show off real quick. This is fun. I'm going to switch to controllers real quick because I do have controller support now. This is the Cloud power-up. It's a little homage to Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is a very good game, and you should go play it. But there is a Cloud Flower in Super Mario Galaxy 2 that Mario can collect, where you can place, you know, 3 clouds below you, and you have these little platforms that you can stand on. And it's one of my favorite power-ups in Mario, like in general. I don't know, it's really good, so I just added it to this game. I think it's fun. It might be a little bit too... Actually, I think it's fine. I like this power-up a lot. I just think it needs some tweaking, because right now you can place as many as you want in the given time frame. Excuse me. And I think a better formula for this power-up would just be the way Mario Galaxy 2 does it, where you have a limited number of clouds you can place. So let's do the next one. Hopefully we don't get the same one again, because it is completely random. This is the super speed power-up, as you can see. And yeah, it leaves a little trail behind, and I'm thinking it's going to be a fire trail, and that can damage your enemies. So you can run in front of people, or you can trap people in a ring of fire if you run in a circle, you know. What I'm thinking when designing these power-ups is just like multifaceted level design, and I think the most obvious case is that, what I just said. You can use it to, you know, run away from someone, or you can use it as a defensive move or as an offensive move, which is fun. Another case is the clouds, where you can use it to gain height, or you can use it to gain length. Sounds really strange when I put it that way. But is the game lagging right now? Am I dropping frames? What's happening? I feel like it's going really slow right now, the camera. Okay, the camera is super slow right now. What's happening? Why is that not? That's so weird, guys. I don't know what it is. Oh. Okay, that shows more normal. Okay, we got speed again. I just gotta wait till it runs out, and then maybe I'll edit this out if I feel like it, unless I have more to say. Unfortunately, I don't have more to say. This is a little material I was working on. That's all that is. Maybe something else. Okay, water balloon. Love it. So this is a little water balloon you can throw. You just aim, and then when you let go, bop. Eventually that'll explode, and it needs to fall a lot faster. But yeah, you have a dive. I didn't even talk about the moveset. What am I doing here? You have a double jump, and you have a dive move on top of that, similar to, you know, Super Mario Sunshine 64, Odyssey, duh. And you know, the best way I found to use this is, it's the fastest way to move in the game, which originally I didn't love it. I was like mad about it. I need to figure out a better way, but I like that. That's the fastest way to move. I just find that really funny. But you have the ability to dive and double jump out of that. And the double jump, what I liked, I kind of did this and taking inspiration from the Hat in Time moveset. So if you dive and then double jump, the double jump cancels any gained momentum from that dive, which is what a Hat in Time does after you air dash. Alright, this is one of my favorites. You have a quadruple jump. So this gives you 2 more double jumps to use while airborne, which is great. Love that power up. It's a good one. Is there more? Wait, we did the quadruple jump, we did the water balloon. I think that's all of them. That's all the power ups, really. So So that's really everything that I have to show up on this scene. I'm going to switch to the tutorial level, which is right now not functioning in this, so I have to switch to an earlier build, and then I'll show that off. Alright, so here I am right now in a previous build of the game, which I use for some very minor playtesting, and very bare bones, default Unity setup here. The reason you see this text in the bottom is because I was working on online at one point, and it pretty much, the files are now all gone. And it was a mistake. I should have done local multiplayer before I did online, so that's my fault. I'm going to go ahead and say you can see the new shader that I used on the player isn't implemented in this build, and that was probably the first thing I did when I got back from making this build, was just that. And you'll see when I go into the scene, is just that the player really has a hard time standing out from this white background. And obviously the environments in the actual levels themselves are not going to be white as a ghost, but it's just nice to not have to worry about, making sure the player stands out at all times. So I'm just showing off this little tutorial I have. This little thing kind of teaches you how to move. You can move side to side. And I'm trying to use as little text as possible, other than when I have to. So you use the coins, teach them how to move around a little bit. You learn the art of jumping, right? You can come around here. And this whole area was just meant to kind of, perfect the bare bones movement. Here you learn the double jump, bada bop boom. Here you learn the dive, and no matter what combination of buttons you use here, you will always make it across. But you can't make it across with a double jump, as I'll show in a second. You can go on this little side route to get red coins, and you'll see the little secret one there as well. And if you do get that, you're kind of forced to come back around and do the whole thing again. So I'll show you. You can't get across with a double jump. You have to use I died. All right, I'm back. So this is the next little section. This is a little gauntlet to test how good you are so far. All right, and then this shows you how to vault. It's very simple. You just walk into it. I feel like I didn't need any text here. It's pretty self-explanatory what's going on here. And this is just a little power-up tester, which I'm going to go ahead and skip past. Just wanted to show off that level real quick because also, if you didn't already notice, this build has a funny glitch where what I did is I put the vault coin, the coin up, in the update function, so it was called every single frame. So if you walk into it, you gain 6 coins for every frame that goes by while the vaulting coroutine is playing. So you're gaining 500 coins in that time. But yeah, that's it for this build, and I have one more thing to show off before I close this out. Alright, so this is really exciting. This is what I've dedicated the majority of my time recently to, because this is what the game is. I mean, this is what we're here for. Game is tag. Can't play tag without 2 people. And so, as of now, local multiplayer fully functions. There's nothing wrong here. There were a lot of issues that I ran into while developing this, but everything is now fully functional. Everyone collects their own power-ups with no issues. Everyone has their own camera and input system, and you can interact with each other, which is the most important thing, because you got to tag people to play tag. And you have the timer. The UI was kind of reworked just so that everything kind of looks nice. I don't want to have everybody's stats off to the side. And honestly, I was worried about the vertical layout, not being enough. If anything, I'll just blow out the camera a little bit more. I'll give it a little bit more field of view. But I think, honestly, it's really not that big of an issue to have a less long-wise camera, a more vertical rather than horizontal camera. And as you can see, the shader works for both materials. It's pretty easy to just implement new colors now, and you can choose your color to the menu, which I think I showed earlier. If not, I'll just like flash it on screen real quick. And there's only 2 right now, but I just did that to, set up a system where it's modular enough that I can just create a new material and just like drag and drop it, and it's not too much of a hassle to create a new one. And it's actually, I've learned that it's very important to get those things out of the way. I haven't been focusing a whole lot on polish for this game, but I treated myself a little bit this week, and I added these shaders because this is a very polish. This is in the polish realm. I didn't need this. Nobody needed this, but it gives the game a nice feel, and sometimes that's important. So that's kind of it. I'm done here. I just wanted to show that off because I wanted to make a little devlog, but that's it really. And I'll make another one in a few months. I'll be done. I'll be back. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the future, Joshua. Goodbye.